Jesper, the team is undefeated so far to start the MLS campaign. How is the group feeling ahead of another big derby match on the weekend?
Yeah, they look good on the pitch. It was first time we met after the game the other day, but yeah, it looked good. I think you're always happy when you win, and you're always happy when you have the feeling that you're done good, and we're off for a rough start with 4 games in a short period of time, and we did pretty well. So yeah, I think the players are feeling good.
Today was the first fully open training session that press we were able to see, but you were out there all the time. How are the players are trying to integrate from injuries? How are they doing? Because Sam was out there, Ranko, Shanla, Kenji, and Bilal.
Yeah, they all try to do the best to get back as fast as possible. Okay, and of course for some of them it's been severe injuries and they've been out for a while, and others are just working towards being available pretty soon, like Kenji, hopefully Basti. So it's a little bit different scenarios, but everybody is full on to make sure they do everything to get back as fast as possible, and it's nice to see. It gives a good atmosphere, and I think it's great for everybody.
Is Basti's is it the calf injury that from last year? Is he week to week? What's his status?
Yeah, it's week to week. Yeah, it's week to week. It's difficult to get an overview of how long time it's going to take, but probably not that long.
And I understand Caicedo's visa has come in. He'll be arriving this week. How soon can he maybe integrate to be available for selection?
Yeah, I think we have to be realistic about him also. Have not been playing for a while now, and I think that we'll try to bring him in as fast as possible, and I would say, now we have this stretch with 5 games in basically 2 weeks. Hopefully after that one there's a national break. He will be, after that one, probably good to go. I think it's also about where is he physically, and he also has to settle, and there's a lot of stuff.
Speaking of new players, what were your first impressions of seeing Savali in action on Saturday?
Yeah, it was okay. He came in at a time when you had the feeling that the game was over or won maybe, but also he came in with a team where if you take the front 4, it was Steven, Savali, Ryan, and JC. Probably not the one we have been practicing the most. So he just had to settle on to the pitch. He looked good. I think physically he looked to have a very fast first step, and he was ready to attack. And then the timing with his teammates is just what we have to work on.
Mm-hmm. Today marks 100 days out from the World Cup. You've got a lot of guys in your group who are in the mix for their national teams. Does that change how you coach the season, knowing that you've got so many guys who could be in and out of the lineup as they go to camps?
I think it's going to be difficult to have that kind of, priority. We have to look at who performs the better and who looks to be in good shape. I think that's the most important thing. Of course, we know that for some players it's very important. We also know that some will be given. Andres Kupas will be part of the Paraguayan team if nothing happens to him. We know that there are a couple of guys that maybe are a little bit on the verge of now we've seen Ralph being called up last time and did well. We've seen Tristan, Sebastian, and Brian be called up and from one time to the other. So it's Savali probably will be within the Senegalese team. So of course there's a lot of motivational factors for the players as well. But I think for me as a coach, I think it's more interesting to look at what happens on the practice pitch and what happens on the pitch. The good thing is that we have a lot of good players that apparently other coaches can also see is very good, and you never know. Last year when we were having this talk and discussion about players not missing out for national duties, Sebastian was not one of them, Tristan was not one of them. It happened over the course of the good performance they had throughout the CONCACAF Cup and the MLS. So let's see. Maybe somebody can sneak in somewhere, and being in contention for a World Cup must be exciting for a player, and it must be amazing feeling, and hopefully a lot of the players will make it.
Have you started to feel the World Cup excitement in Vancouver yet?
I live in the Olympic Village, and that's a village made of, to an occasion that was huge, right? So maybe we're gonna see a lot of new places pop up. I think it's gonna be exciting, and some of the people I speak to, they really are looking forward to what's gonna happen. Maybe also because they're looking forward to the summer, but they're looking forward to the World Cup, and I am as well. I think it's going to be great for the city.
I just have one question. You played for Denmark in the U2017s, and you also coached. What is that honor of when you see players get to wear their own home country kit? What do you see as a player and as a coach?
I think it's for a player. I think it's normally it's the biggest achievement or honor you can get is to play for a country. I think it used to be like that, and I think it still is. You can feel the pride for players called up for the national teams and how they really, it means a lot to them, and I understand why. It should be. It is a big honor, and for an event like the World Cup, every 4 years, that's the most exclusive together with the Olympics. You have to also appreciate that if you get the opportunity ever to get to a World Cup, that it's for the few, and I understand the excitement for players. I understand the excitement for being the players in contention for a World Cup, and I also understand that it means a lot for a player to play for his country.
Yes, but you see Thomas, he scores a brace last game. In his post-game with Apple, he's pumping up Brian Wyatt or Sebastian Berhalter and saying how well they're doing. What does that do to the locker room when you have a guy who has his own accolades and accomplishments in the game, but he's really bringing up the rest of the team and players elsewhere on the club?
No, it's great. It's always great. I think Thomas understands that and knows from better than many how important it is that a team is well functioning, and he also knows that he also scores goals because help from others, but he also help other players, and I just think that Thomas could easily have just received his accolades from the game, but he choose to pass them on, and I think it's great. It's great for the team. It's great for the players also getting the recognition from a teammate that did quite well in the game. So I think it's not something that you can plan for, but it's something that's great to see, and it's great for the locker room.
You have a contract extension that you signed. Kuba signed one, Tristan signed one. What does that say about the group that you have, where people are wanting to stay, you're wanting to stay long term and run it back? Because that doesn't happen at a lot of clubs where you're having all that buy-in.
I think it's great times, right? Because people, Tristan and Kubas, they've been here, and they've been really key parts of this foundation that's been built in this club for some years now, and I think the fact that they are buying in to the team and also to the city of Vancouver at a point where there's a lot of talks around the club about what's going to happen and stuff. I think that's a great signal to everybody, and it also says a lot about how people feel about being here. Because when we talk about players like Tristan and Kubas, it's also players that has other opportunities. That's what we have to remember, and I think it's just great. And I enjoy working with this group and with this club and this organization. So it was also natural for me to wanted to extend my time here from my perspective, and then it's always up to two parts, but the Whitecaps were also interested, so it was pretty easy. Velbekomme.
Thank you.
Velbekomme.
Appreciate it.